Welcome to the Fred Kesley Fieldhouse for Fox River Classic Conference Wrestling. Tonight's broadcast from the Raider Strong Network will feature your hometown Pulaski Red Raiders versus the Green Bay Preble Hornets. I'm Terry Manning. Along with me tonight is PHS senior Austin Monroe. Austin, thanks for being here. We are getting ready to have the Star Spangled Banner, so we will pause to honor our country. All right, like we said, we're here for this Fox River Classic Conference duel between the Raiders and the Hornets. And joining me, of course, is Austin Monroe. Austin, sorry I had to cut you off there a little bit for the national anthem, but we've got a decent one brewing tonight, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We got, the Preble Hornets. They've had a struggle this year, and, coming in, looking at the results, Casco, really good team. They lost 53-16, and then they got some other results here that they took 9th in the Lancer Invitational, 6th in the Willard Schmidt Invitational, 3rd in the Sergeant Nick Muller Memorial Tournament, and then they lost their last match. They lost to De Pere.
So yeah, they've got plenty of matches under their belts. They have a few pretty decent individuals in their lineup. Of course, the Red Raiders, always with a strong tradition, putting together a nice season. I think if you were to talk to any of the Pulaski coaches coming into the season, they knew they were going to be a little inexperienced, but they've been able to knit together a pretty good season so far. They've had good dual meet success. I believe their only loss this year so far is to Coleman, and that was a barn burner of a duel, and Coleman always a good team. They had a great showing at the Marquette Challenge. They won the Anigo tournament. I think actually Anigo tournament was the first one of the year. So like I said, just putting it together, finding their way. And as the season goes on, you know how this goes, Austin. It's, people are trying to shuffle a little bit, figure out what weight class is going to work best for them. And so both teams, I'm sure at this stage of the game, we're really just halfway through the season. Those Christmas tournaments that were just held, Pulaski over at the Bi-State and lacrosse, what a grinder of a tournament that is, 60-plus teams. But the Raiders were led over there by young Jack Falk, putting together a nice season so far. So we're just going through the introductions here. Tonight we had a festive evening here at the Fred Kesley Fieldhouse as it's alumni night and it's youth night, so it's always kind of a fun evening when we recognize the alumni here at PHS. A proud and strong wrestling tradition, and it's great to see these old warriors come back and and be recognized. It was wonderful to see longtime coach Joe Kine down there welcoming the wrestling alumni in. And like I said, always a wonderful night to see those faces and take a look at those wrestling warriors. And we had a little recognition for youth, as I'm sure with many of the area schools and wrestling programs getting their youth practices started right around this time of the year, usually December and January. And so I know that the Red Raiders program, no different. They just got their youth practices started within the last few days, and it's always nice to see that turnout there as well. You gotta have that feeder program where you're bringing those kids up in the sport. Right now, well, there's the toss of the coin is done, and so they're determining who has their choices and who will send out in the odd matches versus the even matches. I couldn't tell you exactly. Here we go. And there, if you heard, PA, the man on the mic, Mike Nickerson, just let us know that the Red Raiders have the even matches. That means they will send their wrestler to the table first for the even matches, and then in those even matches they will get choice in the second period. And the weight class that was drawn tonight looks like we're starting with Mason Taylor at 165, if I have that right. Yeah, that's what we've got on the board. So by virtue of the random draw at weigh-ins, 165 is the starting weight class. And junior Mason Taylor will head to the mat for the Red Raiders.
On the mat right now at 165, wrestling for Preble, Cameron Jennings, for Pulaski, Mason Taylor.
Cavery Jennings stepping in there for Preble. He was listed when they sent the rosters in for the program tonight. Cavery was listed as a junior varsity wrestler. Looks like he was replacing Ruben Moreno. Not sure what happened there, but we're off to the races here, so you know what they say. Tuck in your socks and wind the clocks. It's time to wrestle, and there's Mason Taylor in on a nice double leg, and he picks up the first points in the dual meet. So Austin, I'm not sure if you know about the various rule changes that came to be this year, but instead of the old 2 takedown, this year it's 3. And here's Mason Taylor. Oh, he locks up a cradle. He gets a couple of swipes there, so he gets a 2 count. Mason Taylor out to a quick 5-0 lead here at 165 pounds. So Austin, it'll be interesting to get your take on this, as I don't know how many wrestling matches you've taken in yet this year, but to see, you know, the difference for the takedown being 3 points instead of just the 2. There's mixed reviews on that right now from the fan base. Of course, the NCAA went to 3-point takedown a year ago, so this is their second season in it, and it's not uncommon for the high school ranks to follow what's going on in the NC2As. Mason Taylor really going to work here. You get that bottom leg Turk, finds that bottom shoulder. Referee is giving the swipes. So again, another rule change happening here is along with the 3-point takedown is a little alteration in back points. So it's a top wrestler can earn 2, 3, or 4 back points instead of what it used to be, just 2 or 3, depending on the number of swipes, the amount of time a wrestler was on his or her back. And now with a two swipes, or a 2 count, I should say, is 2 points, and 3 is 3, and 4 or more is 4. Obviously, you don't need to swipe more than 4. Once you get to the 4, that's what you get. You get what you get. But Mason Taylor has jumped to a 9-0 lead. So he had the 3-point takedown. he got a couple swipes for back points, added 2, and then on that leg Turk, got the full 4, bringing him to 9. Went neutral in the second period. He picked up another takedown, and this is one of the things about the different scoring, Austin, that kind of helps. So there's a release for an escape, another nice high crotch takedown, lift. That takes us 15-1, and he is going to either going to end this match right here with back points, or if he's able to get the fall, and he gets the fall. What an offensive juggernaut that was. Real nice job by Mason Taylor, going out there, taking control, setting the pace, picking up lots of points, and I think he picked up the fall in what, was it the first 30 seconds of the second period? So didn't even wrestle a full 3 minutes, did he?
No, it was like 2 minutes, 45 seconds-ish, and got the fall.
That was really a nice job by Mason Taylor, putting together a nice season. He looks good out there. He's got a nice weight class for him.
Right now at 175, wrestling for Preble, Juan Garcia from Pulaski, Sawyer Goodman.
If you heard that from Mike Nickerson, it's Juan Garcia for the Hornets and Sawyer Goodness for Pulaski. Sawyer putting together a nice season. Sawyer did a nice job over at the Bi-State. How did he end up over there, Austin?
He took 11th. He won 15-4 in a medical forfeit. His record's 15-4 as well. From previous from the Bi-State Classic.
Mm-hmm. He probably picked up a couple of wins. I forgot to check results. I think he probably picked up a couple of wins on Monday night. They had to make up double duel with Manitowoc and Sheboygan South, I believe.
Manitowoc and, yep, Sheboygan South.
Yeah. So I know that one got canceled because of snow right before Christmas break. So kind of a rough deal to come in and go compete on a Monday night, but
yeah.
The Raiders went and did that this week. And like we said, Sawyer Goodness doing a really good job here. He's picked up his 3-point takedown already. He's hounding after some back points. He's working on that head, trying to looking for an arm bar now. But Sawyer's putting together a really nice season. Again, another junior in this Red Raider lineup. There we go. He's looking for, again, that signature turn that you've seen so often from these Raiders. They like to pick that top leg, step through, and turk the bottom leg. And they've had a lot of success with that over the last, I don't know, I would say 10 or more years. It is a technique that they've really started focusing on, and they're pretty relentless with it. So, yeah, when we look at Sawyer's Bi-State results, he reeled off. He had to reel off a number of wins over there, right?
Yeah, he got a first round bye, and then he had to lose it, or he beat Adam Sturm 15-4, and then he also beat Hunter Hoff 15-4, and then he won 22-1 by tech fall, or he lost 22-1 by tech fall over Caleb Deeney.
Let's see. Right. But then he came back and picked up some wins, I thought. Well, actually, he got to the quarters. That's right. He got to the quarters. And over in that tournament, because it's such a big tournament, once you get to the quarters, you're in the top 12, which is pretty good company in that tournament. So, well, it is 3-0 after one period. Sawyer was started in the bottom position for the start of the second. He got his escape, and now he's back in. Grabbed a single leg and picked up another takedown. So, again, he's wrestling Juan Garcia here at 175 pounds. And Sawyer is looking good, and he is close to a major decision already. Still early in this match. There he hops out there looking for that half Nelson. Just short of connecting on that. But they're off the mat right by the scorer's table. They'll get a fresh start here with 1:16 left in the second period. Garcia up to his feet right away, but Goodness able to get a little lift and mat return, showing his strength. Sawyer put together a nice football season too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Trevor Schussler, one of the other football players here at the high school, went down with a collarbone injury, and Sawyer stepped in and did really great for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, I took in a couple of those games. He runs hard. He's a good hard runner. He's a strong kid. There he is with cross wrist. Let's see if he can. Oh, he decides just to cut him loose. He's had good success here on the feet. Now he's working that underhook on the right side. 7-1 the score. Sneaks to that single leg, and off the mat they go. I like that single leg attack he's taking. He stays on his feet, just trying to snag a high single leg. It's very safe. Risk-reward scenario is a good one for you when you're attacking that high single leg in that way. And there he comes in for a little double leg action, but arms are a little too wide. Whoa, Garcia looking for a headlock there for a moment. But Sawyer able to recognize it. Garcia taking a shot on a high crotch, and Goodness able to just stuff and go behind. Those are nice, easy takedowns to pick up. 10-1 the score. In the waning moments of the second period. Preble has choice. They're going to go neutral. Interesting choice. It's already been taken down a couple times, but he selected neutral. But maybe he's thinking, find a home run here and finish the match. Perhaps he's kind of low. He was looking for a little headlock, but it wasn't going to happen. So Goodness able to duck that a little bit pretty easily. 13-1 the score. He is closing in on the Tech fall. I was going to mention this before during Mason Taylor's match, and it's one of the things about the scoring change. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm the biggest fan of it, especially the three-point takedown. To me, it was a little pointless, but whatever. Well, who am I? There's an escape by Garcia. They're back neutral, 13-2. And Goodness able to sprawl the legs back, but Garcia, relentless, drives him out of bounds. We're still neutral. The good news with the scoring changes is that it does create more points, obviously. And then if you, whoa, here's that headlock, a little throw by action. He had underhook and looked like he was trying to do a little hip toss, trip, something, but didn't connect on it. Goodness stays out of trouble. Here it comes again. He's looking for that upper body stuff. Garcia knows that at 13-2, he's got to hit a home run here as we're less than a minute remaining in the whole bout. So he's looking for the home run. There he is digging overhook, double overhook, and now underhook and overhook. And Goodness has got to stay out of this situation. And you can see he's just trying to hold him at bay, and he got dinged for stalling. But now Goodness over the top and front headlock. He should be able to execute a go behind here and just ice this match. And there he is now 16-2. Again, real close to. And now his coaches want him to cut him, and he doesn't get a clean cut. That was a missed opportunity there. I'm sure that Coach Pulaski will visit with Sawyer about that he had an opportunity. The coaches wanted to cut him because there was a 14-point difference. If he was able to cut him and take him down, he'd get the 15-point differential and the Tech fall. But got a little loosey-goosey on the cut, and Garcia snuck back in on a leg and reversed Sawyer. But yeah, there will be a little discussion on that, I'm sure, at some point. But nonetheless, he gets a big win, gets a major decision. Red Raiders are up 10-0. So if I can complete this thought about the whole scoring thing, as I'm rambling on to myself, sorry. More points, it elevates the excitement of the sport. Easy to argue that. More action, more points. That's great. The other thing I would say it does for it, if there are a lot of mismatches in high school wrestling nowadays. You have the kids who are going to wrestling year-round, and they're really getting good. Looks like Keaton Dowk is going to get a forfeit at 190, was that? Yes. Keaton picks up a forfeit. Keaton was listed at 175, but took the forfeit at 190. That means they're going to probably bump Andy Service up to 215 tonight. And probably have Wes Olson wrestle 275. But those guys are going to be a little light for those weight classes, but they'll be fine, I'm sure. And that's what's happening. Andy Service is coming to the table for 215.
And not to mention though, Keaton's also a sophomore. This the wrestling roster is a little, like as we said, inexperienced, but they're also really young.
Yeah.
Not many seniors.
Yep.
And like, Manning, what you said earlier, they've knitted a good season together, and hopefully that they can keep it going.
Well, we're looking at Andy Service out here right away, hitting a double leg lift, brings him to the mat on his back. This could be a quick fall here, Austin. He's got him in trouble, and there it is. Holy moly. Well, I'm no math major, but that's a pretty easy math for me to do. All right, 13 seconds. Wow.
Yeah.
So the difference in weight did not make a difference. And Andy Service, senior for Pulaski, able to get out there, take a nice double leg, return him to the mat, right to his back, and decked him in 13. Nice job by Andy. So I'm going to go back to Keaton Dowk for a second, because you mentioned he's young, he's a sophomore. I think he's a sophomore, isn't he?
Yeah.
Keaton a sophomore, yeah. And there are some kids on this Red Raider roster that, they love to compete. Now, Keaton is a football player. I can't remember if he does track or if he does baseball. I can't remember, but
I think he does track.
Yeah, but he is a competitor. I remember him from, I had the opportunity to coach him in 8th grade football a little bit. Man, he is an intense son of a gun, and he will get after it. And I've seen that with him in wrestling, too. Wish we could have watched him wrestle tonight, but he picked up a forfeit, and that's just the way that goes. So, Wes Olson is out on the mat tonight now this is a 285 weight class. I believe that Preble sent Aiden Bush-Tessman out here at this weight class.
Actually, they sent out Omar Avea from the JV roster.
Oh, there you go. Okay, thank you. I was not paying attention. And so, see, it takes a team, even in the broadcast booth. So the two wrestlers just getting to know each other. We have about a minute has expired in this first period. And I'm sure Wes is going to be rather calculated, because he is giving up some weight, as you can see. Doesn't want to get caught underneath and give up easy takedown on a go behind. But this is a good place for him to work, underhook and finding an angle. Don't want to stay square with this gentleman from Preble. He's a lot bigger, and so, but let's be honest, Wes is a horse. He is a strong young man. So Wes was just digging double unders there for a second. I like this where he's working wrists, being patient, maybe wear him down, pull on that head, and maybe we can get the guy in the green singlet to check his lungs a little bit. 22-0, the team score right now as we come to the end of the first period here at 285. Again, Wes Olson, typically our 215-pounder. I don't know if Wes is a full 215. I think he's a little bit light at 215. But the way it works, in case you're wondering, when you weigh in, you are qualified for 2 weight classes in a particular evening. You get to wrestle one. You only get to wrestle once, but you're eligible for the weight class that you step on the scale for. In this case, I'm sure Wes stepped on the scale for 215. But coaches also have the option where they can bump him up one weight class. So you're eligible for 2 weight classes. And that's what happened here. And I applaud that move by the coaches, you know, to get matches for these guys, right? So, yeah, Keaton Dowk was able to pick up the forfeit, bump the other guys up. The Red Raiders were going to have a hole at 285 anyway, and we just filled that hole by bumping people up, and that makes perfect sense. Wes was able to get an escape. So we're back to neutral. And so far, not a lot has gone on in the neutral position for these two guys. But again, I like the way Wes is working those wrists, trying to peel that collar tie off from time to time. Kind of, there are moments where he's looking at drags and he's looking at getting angles, but now, who is this, Avila? He did a nice job there, getting a little duck. He's looking for a little angle on things, but this might just be one of those matches that there ends up being a lot of pushing and pulling, and it might be the lungs that prevail in the end. Let's hope that. Whoa! And there comes an attempt at a lateral drop, and that is probably where this is going to end. Not a great time to try it. Let's see if Avila can power off his back, and he is going to. And oh my golly, he's going to put Wes in trouble. So now Wes Olson. Woo, able to hold off, just gave up the reversal. So when Avila tried the throw, Wes was able to counter it, got 3 for the takedown, 4 for the near fall. And wow, credit Avila for powering off his back. And then he was able to reverse Wes, but that leaves it at 9-2 right now. Again, Wes had escape, 3-point takedown, 4-point near fall, and then an escape. Avila had a reversal, 9-2. Avila's choice in the third period, he chooses neutral. I wonder what he's thinking. Like, can I connect on that lateral drop this time? So Wes has got to be wary of that here in the last stanza of this bout. He's in a good spot right there with underhook and head position, but they break out of that. Now both wrestlers with collar ties, and yeah, you can see Avila looking for that overhook. He's trying to force the action here, and yeah, and then you hear the Pulaski coaching staff when things start getting locked up there, get out of there. No, we don't want you there. So yeah, Wes needs to stay on wrists. He needs to be pulling that head. But Preble doing a nice job right here, looking for, like, he knows what he needs. He knows what he needs to connect. And there he's got that overhook. He's got a good bite on it too, and he's got head position. Oh, and Wes was able to fight out of it. So interesting little chess match going on here with these two wrestlers. Wouldn't be surprised if the referee, Shevchuk, gets involved in a moment. There's another attempt at a lateral drop, but really didn't have the position to do it. And now Wes is doing a nice job of settling in here. He's picking up another 7 in this exchange. And maybe a fall. 30 seconds left in the match. Wes is teed off. Legs are wide, like feet are wide. He's got good pinning position here, chest on chest. His head is up, he's squeezing. Boy, there it is. There's the fall with just about 20 seconds left in the match. So Wes was either going to be close to a tech, or he's going to get the fall, and probably just Avila just, kind of going for the home run there. And he needed to. He was down by, 7 at the time. If he connects on it, then it's tied, and maybe he gets the fall. But Wes does a really nice job of just settling down and not letting Avila get a big bite on that lateral. So that brings us back around to the lightweights, and we are going to see for the Red Raiders, really one of their standouts so far this season, right, Austin?
Yeah, another young guy too, Jack Falk. He's coming in with before the bi-state with a 15-3 record. He took 5th in the bi-state. Actually, he took 6th in the bi-state for his weight class at 106. And I think he's going up against either Jackie Zuniga or Mason Reiner.
Well, we'll check in here. I just heard Mason Rainier stepping out for the Hornets. Yeah, Jack Falk putting together a nice season so far, and there he's already picks up a takedown within 6 seconds, cuts him. Yep. Yep. And there's Jack in on a little overhook and little fireman's high crotch kind of dump action. Another takedown, release, 6-1, 6-2. There's another takedown, 9-2. There's an escape. It's going to be 9-3. Man, you can rack up the points with this new scoring. Whew. Well, and now he dumps him to his back. So Rainier was close. He had connected on a single leg, but Jack was able to fight it off and turn it into points. And now Jack has a cradle locked up, and this is going to end it right there in less than a minute. It was 12-3, and he gets the fall in less than a minute. Wow.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Jack, he's a young stud on this wrestling team. Very good standout guy. You know, he's a 106, and he just made that match look like there was no competition at all.
I was talking with one of the coaches earlier, realized that Jack is ranked number 7 right now in Division I in the state. So he's earned that. You can see why he's ranked so highly in the state. And Jack, like we said, putting together a nice season. He won the Marquette Challenge, and it looks like we're at 113. Carson Daniels picks up a forfeit for Pulaski. Team score now is 40, might be 46. We'll see if they've made the adjustment, but looks like 40-0 right now. But yeah, just can't get over Jack Falk. A nice step up for him. And one of the big differences for Jack this year is that, you know, last year he was really light yet at 106. He barely weighed 106, but he lifted hard this summer. He's, you know, Mother Nature's helping out a little bit. He's grown a little bit. And he looks good at 106. That's a good weight class for him. He's going to be something to reckon with as the season goes on. Well, just like the program says, Braden Harkey for the Hornets, Trevor Noyen for the Raiders, and Trevor again in the Raider style tonight, coming out and scoring within the first 5 or 10 seconds. It was less than 10 seconds that Trevor picked up that takedown. And then now he's going to town. He's got that bottom leg hook, and there's that bottom shoulder. He's got the leg Turk, and he's picking up. He's going to get I believe that Bruce Shevchik is holding 4, and there he awards 4. So Trevor out to a quick 7-0 lead and looking for more. Here's another rule change in recent years as far as like edge of mat. And I love this rule that, oh boy, Trevor is close to a fall. And he gets it just like that. So, right, holy moly, we're at 49 seconds. You picked that up? Wow.
Yeah, the wrestling, the Pulaski team has come out. They've come out hard. They've gotten their fall or their takedown points in sometimes less than 5 seconds even.
Yeah. That takes us up to 126. Is this where we're at? Yeah, Jack was at 6, Carson at 13. And now we're at 1, and then Trevor is down at 120 tonight, and that brings Brady Freeman is coming out for the Red Raiders, and Griffin Vandenbush for the Hornets. And Brady was right in on a leg attack right away, and there he is again. So I really do like the way those, whoa, and a nice lift by Brady Freeman. Whoa, he's going to town. So maybe he didn't score in 10 seconds, but he was out there attacking right away in 10 seconds. You know, that's what you want to see from your guys. You know, I know that Coach Pulaski preaches right aggressive wrestling, attacking style, and that's what he's seeing out of his Red Raiders tonight. Brady with that 3-0 lead, working an arm bar on that left side. He's got the far wrist. Now he's got to break him back down, so he comes back in the saddle. Now he's at cross wrist. He's got to get a mat return here, but Vandenbush close to getting out, and he does get out. So now Freeman back in on a leg right away, and there's his 3-point takedown. So we can do it that way too, all right? Just take him down, you know, get the escape, take him down again. 6-1 the score. Again, you see Freeman working that left side arm bar. He's got the far wrist. He's got everything he needs. Now he's just going to start walking it. A little adjustment, a little walk. He's close. He's close, and there he's got the leverage, and he gets him over. He's getting the count. Well, the count comes off, but now he's back to swiping. He's going to pick up the full 4 on this one. So he's going to come out of this with a 10-1 lead unless he gets the fall. No, we're going to run out of time. So there's a 4. 10-1 after 1 period. And again, I know we sound like a broken record here, Austin, but it's like, man, the Raiders are coming out. They're being aggressive. They're scoring lots of points in these matches.
Yeah, they're shooting also. They're being aggressive, and they're shooting really early, too.
Yeah. So we're going to go neutral in this second period. Let's see if Brady can keep this going. He's been the one on the attack up here in neutral. And there he goes again. I like the way he's kind of clearing that. He'll baseball that collar tie off and attack from it. But Griffin, and there he goes with a little go behind off of Vandenbush's shot. So nice job with his counter offense. He stops the shot, able to capture him and do a go behind. And boy, if you can, you know, there's just not, it doesn't take a ton of energy and effort to get a go behind. So you want those all day long if you can. So Brady out to a 13-1 lead, and we're going to stop action here. Not sure, maybe there's, could be a little blood time. Yep, that's what we've got. So a little break in action here for blood cleanup. It's a combat sport. That's the way it works. 46-0 in favor of the home team. Nice crowd, as we mentioned, nice crowd here at the Kesley Fieldhouse with alumni night and youth night. And they this partisan Raider crowd is getting a nice look at the home team. Again, just can't help but rave a little bit about their aggressiveness, scoring lots of points, having a thirst for points, going after the fall when they get the opportunity. Lots of good things from these Red Raiders. Of course, big dual meet looming down the road a little bit, and that's going to be Bayport. It's turned into the annual event where it comes down, the conference title comes down to Bayport Pulaski, and that's what it seems like is going to happen again this year. Bayport did a nice job at the Bi-State. They're putting together a nice season. They've got some real studs in their lineup, but what I like about this Raider team is they're very balanced. They don't really have a lot of holes. They might not have some big superstars on their squad. They've got some ranked guys. We mentioned Jack Falk being ranked number 7 at 106. Andy Service is ranked number 13 at 190, and Brock Ambrosius is still to come yet tonight. He's ranked number 16 at 132. Just a solid lineup. And you can make a lot of hay that way with a nice solid squad. So we're back at action here in the second period with Brady up 13-1. Now we've got a stall call. Okay. Yeah, I get it. When you're in the top position, and you've got your opponent broken down, you've got to get off to the side. Brady was a little content there to ride parallel, as we say. He's just got to pick something and get off to the side. So a little reminder of that by referee Shevchik. And now a caution, so we'll get a reset. 42 seconds left in the second period. There's their start. Nice job by Brady, able to snag that cross wrist. Here we go. Cross, so he's near and far. He's going far wrist and near knee. He's going to try to turn this into that bottom leg Turk. He's close. He was actually close to it a couple times. Now he releases it so he can sneak up. He loves this arm bar for good reason. He's got a pretty good one. Brady a little bit longer, lankier wrestler, and so sometimes the arm bars work really well. Now he changes off to a crossface series. It's a little bread and butter for Pulaski. And that's the way the second period is going to end, but he hangs on to that 13-1 lead. And as we go to the third, it's going to be Brady in the bottom position. So we haven't seen this yet. We haven't seen a Preble on top at this weight class. Who do we say we've got out there? Is this Vandenbush, yeah, thank you, Vandenbush. So Vandenbush on top, with Brady able to get to his feet right away and close to an escape. Vandenbush hanging on to that ankle for dear life. I hope his shoes are tied tight. And but he's close, man. He is close. Vandenbush does a nice job of climbing the leg, reeling him back in and getting control, but Brady is able to shield, turn toward the shield and get his escape. And very close to a takedown now, but Vandenbush being a little snaky there. He's got the leg, he's trying to high leg over, and he is close to scoring. And he does. There's 3 for Vandenbush. 14-4 the score. Brady got a little bit out of position, and Vandenbush was able to seize that opportunity, and now Vandenbush, both boots in. I'm sorry, just one leg in, and now he's cranking. He's putting the pressure on. He's going to look for that power half. There he's got a leg in on the right side, and he's power half on the left side, and he can that can put some strain on that bottom wrestler, but thankfully the referee stopped it because, I don't know if he saw something potentially dangerous or he thought there wasn't enough action going on. He called stalemate. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm sure Brady's glad that that one was paused. And now we're back to that little blood cleanup. No big deal. 14-4 the score in this bout. 46-0 the dual meet score in favor of the Raiders. Just under 53 seconds left in this match. So I have a funny feeling that the discussion over there with Coach Prentice, Coach Pulaski, and Brady is going to be, let's keep that leg out. We don't want that boot coming in where Vandenbush can ride legs and start cranking on that power half. We don't want that. Coach Pulaski in his, what would this be? This would be Coach's 3rd or 4th year at the helm. He's doing a heck of a nice job with this Red Raider program. As you can see, the kids battling hard, and Lord knows they work hard. He runs a really good room. I've been able to see Coach Pulaski at work, and it's just great. And it doesn't hurt. He's an alumnus of this program, 1997 graduate of PHS. Back at the action, Brady able to get to his feet. Vandenbush went to a single leg to try to get a mat return, and Vandenbush is close to back points, and now they're off the mat. Whoa, that was close. Vandenbush, if you can see, was trying to keep his toes in, because even if just one toenail is in and you can get your opponent on his back, you can still score there. So he was doing his darndest. He was trying to be real savvy there. We come back to the center, and Vandenbush is going to cut him. All right, chooses to just put him neutral and cough up the point. 16-4 the score. But Brady wisely gets back on offense and starts attacking a leg. Under 15 seconds remaining in the bout. 16-4. Brady Freeman hanging on here. Well, he coughs up another takedown. But that's not really going to change things. He had a major locked up. The score ends up 16-7. So he maintains the major decision, so they get the 4 team points. So that last takedown, of course you don't want to be coughing up points, but that last takedown didn't really hurt anything, as he was able to preserve the major decision. So nice job by Brady Freeman there. Wrestling up a weight. He's been at 120 all year, and then all of a sudden snuck up to 126. And that's going to bring us to 132. And I think we're going to see Brock Ambrosius for the Raiders. Let's see who the Hornets send out here.
On the mat right now, 132, wrestling for Preble, Aiden Poliitis. For Pulaski, Brock Ambrosius.
It is, as the program states, Aiden Poliitis and Brock Ambrosius. We mentioned just a few minutes ago, Brock ranked in the top 16 in the state in Division I. And as the script has been tonight, Brock seizing points right away. Uncharacteristically, it looked like a headlock. A headlock from a Pulaski guy. But 3-0, the lead. Oh, and he gets a cross wrist tilt. Nice, slick little move there. And he's going to pick up 4. And you notice, oh, Brock, he's a cagey one. If you notice, he immediately let go of the cross wrist and showed the ref, like he spread his hands out to show the ref, like, hey, well, I've let go of that hold. And that gives him the opportunity to go back to it and score it again like he just did. So, and there he does it again. He releases. There's 3-point or 4-point. What did he get there? Must have been only a 3-point near fall on that one. But pretty cagey there, didn't you think? Do you see how he was doing that?
Yeah. It looked kind of weird at first. I thought he was just doing something, but then you mentioned it as so he can go back to that.
Yep. So if once you turn someone, like he got his points, I should say he had earned his points. He hadn't been awarded the points. So the referee was holding points, and you come back to base. You come out of that pinning situation. You have to release. You have to go to either a different pinning combination or totally release the hold. And so that's what Brock is able to do, is maintain control. So he's still on top. He's still got control, but he releases it, shows the ref. Ref goes, okay, well, here's your 4. And then he goes right back to it. What a snake. Nice. That's a good snake. Good snaky little move there. And he did it twice. So he picked up 4, picked up 3. He's ahead 10-0. Now he's given him the 1-point release, so we can just start neutral and not waste any time, and he's going to get right back at it. There he goes with that leg attack. Went to the right leg outside single on the right leg, got his 3-point takedown, and going right back to town here. Close to getting near fall on that little suck back. Nice tight ride, 13-1 the score. Brock is putting together another Red Raider putting together a nice season.
As Brock, before the Bi-State Classic, he's 14-3, and he took, also for his weight class, he took 6th in the Bi-State Classic.
And there he gets the fall. Locked up a cradle, sneaks him over, and picks up the first period fall. He was ahead 13-1 at the time. Picks up the fall. Yeah, Brock is looking good this year. state qualifier last year. I think he surprised a few people last year at the sectional, and finished his season down at the Cole Center. It's going to bring us to 138 pounds, where we are going to see Max Fredrickson for the Raiders. And I believe they said Volker on this one, didn't they?
Yeah, Max Volker.
Max Volker and Max Fredrickson to the max at 138.
And I don't know if we stated this earlier in the broadcast, but Preble's got some really good wrestlers, as Max Volker right here is taking the mat. Still to come is Maximus Davis and Blake Holly.
Yeah, I would say those are the top competitors for Preble. So this is one of them here. He's putting together a nice season. And Max Fredrickson, he's kind of a new and improved Red Raider. There he picks up the takedown. It's been fun watching Max improve. He's taken a really nice step up from last year. I think this is a good weight class for him. He is lean and mean and looking good. Max has a style where he's a very athletic kid. He's got a lot of athletic skills. He's strong, he's quick, very agile. You'll see him wrestle like he is right now, from a no-tie position where he's out here, he's bobbing, he's weaving, right? And if he gets you to reach, oh man, he's going to take advantage of it. Nice little snag single leg there by Max. All right, throws him towards his face and gets the takedown. 6-1 the score. Yeah, nice and simple, nice and safe. High single leg, that's good stuff. Low risk, high reward. Looks good. Oh, we got a little blood time here. So yeah, as I said, Max putting together a nice season, and really what's happening for Max, and you're seeing more and more of this, not just in our area of the state, but all across the state. These young men and women in this sport who are committing more of their time to it and are taking advantage of different academies and different wrestling clubs that are in their areas. You start seeing them grow leaps and bounds. Max is one of those kids. There are a number of Red Raiders who attend the Askren Wrestling Academy in Green Bay. Josh Wagner does a great job with the kids over there and keeps it fun, but there's a lot of learning and a lot of sharpening iron over there at AWA. And that's not to say that it's going on in other clubs and other wrestling academies too. But Max is one of those kids that has benefited from exposure, a different level of exposure in the sport like that, and it's really neat to see that happen, like having results here on the mat during the regular season. So we're back at it here. Again, we're at 138, 6-1 the score. The closing moments of the first period. Max just content to ride this period out on top with his crossed wrist, keeping the pressure on. And we'll see where we go for the second period. A little mat cleanup time. So you can't escape those domestic duties when you're a wrestling coach. You still got to mop and clean up after kids. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, and then you also got to go coach the kids as well.
Yep. All right, so Max is going to start this period in the bottom position. To his feet right away, and whoa, he was close to an escape. With 3 seconds they went off the mat. He was up on his feet within a nanosecond, I think. Wow. Like I said, that's the explosion. That's the athleticism you get from Max. There he is on his feet again. I mean, seriously, he's on his feet in like a second or less. But now he's just got to figure out how to get to his feet and stay on his feet in a wrestling stance. And there he gets his escape. 7-1. Something. We've got a little stoppage again. Oh, we've got some blood time there on Max. So 7-1. 56 to Donut, the team score. Did you mention what what are we looking at for Max and his season record so far?
His season record here is before the Bi-State is 10-5. He had a win in the Bi-State Classic in round 1 over Triton McLeemans, and then he had a win in round 2 over Ty. He actually lost his round 2 to Ty Birchhold, and then lost his consolation round 2 to Hayden Struce Clark.
Okay, so he's got 5 losses on the year, picked up 2 of them over there at the Bi-State. I'm sure Max wasn't happy with the way, to go 1-2 in that tournament. I'm positive he was hoping for better, and I truly believe better things are going to come for Max. This will be this is an important season for him. He's getting some things figured out. All right, we're back to action. We're neutral, like we said, right before that blood break. Max had picked up his escape, so we're back at it. Volker was doing a nice job there with his head position and hand fighting. And Volker close to scoring a little home run action there on the edge of the mat, but no points. They go out. Back to center. And I have a feeling Max won't be spending a whole lot of time tying up with underhooks or overhooks with Max Volker. There you see him trying to push off. He wants to keep his distance. Stays in a safe collar tie, forehead to forehead, butt press in the action, and there's the warning. Nice job by Max, and there's the warning, Max Fredrickson, that is. There's the warning against Volker because he was the one that had his back to the out of bounds line, and off the mat they went, and that's the telltale sign. We see Fredrickson getting back to that little touch and go, little bob and weave, little head fake, hand fake, but now in on that leg. Volker doing a nice job of whizzing, but I think Max is going to, fight that off and picks up the takedown. 10-1. Nice double leg attack right at the knees. Driving across. And just good, aggressive wrestling. Now, back to that cross wrist, breaking him down. Working both high and low as he's on wrists, he's on ankles. Volker able to get back to base. And of course, we got .2 that we have to settle. .2 in this period. So that's going to be tweet and stop. 2 tweets. Tweet, tweet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Wow. I'm like Nostradamus or something. No, I'm not. I must be getting a little punchy here. Is it getting late, Austin? I must be getting late.
It's like 8 o'clock. I mean.
Yeah, that's way past my bedtime. I'm retired now.
Yeah.
Okay, third period. We're going to go neutral.
I think a lot of these alumni, they either talk about you or, they've had you as a teacher. And, as I know you were the girls' coach last year as well. And
I coached the boys for 12 years. I was the head coach of the boys program for 12 years. So, yeah, I spent a little time with the program. Yeah. How's everything going at PHS? Now that, I'm like, this is my second year away. And, the broadcast class just keeps going. And you guys are doing great things, right?
Yeah, not much has changed. I mean, the administration after you left, they all
Yeah, that's right.
they
Yeah,
changed.
new look.
But otherwise, not much. The broadcasting class, I mean, losing a lot of seniors this year.
Yeah.
So I guess in, in college terms, we're trying to recruit younger classmen to come join the class so
Yeah.
we can teach them the ways so when the seniors go away that there's someone there.
Maybe we need to figure out a good NIL deal for students. What do you think? There's Max, gets another takedown, 13-1. He's going to cough up, give the freebie, 13-2. Back in on a leg again, and off the mat they go. I wonder if that's a possibility. Maybe work out some sort of name, image, likeness deal for Raider Strong Network students. What do you think?
I mean, it's worth a shot.
All right, so we are neutral, 14-2 the score, and now it's Volker in on a shot, and Volker with authority gets a double leg and a lift and a takedown, 14-5. And now his coaches want to play the takedown release game, so they're electing to just give the freebie point. 15-5 in favor of Max Fredrickson. 35 seconds left in this bout. And nice little drag by Max Fredrickson. Picks up the takedown there. That's absolutely. So 18-5. Let's see if he decides to stay there, or they're probably going to get a little stalemate action because not much is going on to improve these positions. So that's a stalemate there, partner. There we go. Okay, well, I guess we're going to call it a stall. Okay, fine.
Max has done a really good job of his bob and weave. 6.5 seconds left. Either he holds when Volker's on the bottom, he holds it, or he lets Volker gets up and then he just bobs and weaves for the rest of the time.
Yeah, I think he's in a pretty safe position. He'll probably end up with the ride out, but even, like you said, even if he coughs up a point and just, wrangles around a little bit, but there's the point, and that's the end of the match. 18-6 is the way it ends, but again, the same deal. He's able to hang on to that major decision for the Red Raiders. That was just an interesting little turn of events there that Freddie kind of let him, well, he didn't let him back in the match, but he let him score. I mean, that Volker was able to snag that takedown. I would, whatever, just the old coach in me, I would kind of chalk that up to, he's still young, it's just kind of as you mature in the sport and you mature as a competitor, you tend to shut those sorts of things down. Here we are at 1:44. And the Red Raiders send Parker Service out to the mat. And I didn't quite catch who the Hornets sent. We'll try to pick that up for you. But Parker, another, as Max Fredrickson, a sophomore, and Parker Service, a sophomore as well. I think Parker's a real interesting story here on this Red Raider team. Like a little more than a year ago, Parker was thinking he was toying with playing basketball, and he decided to go out for wrestling last year, and then it just hooked him, and he has really put a lot of time into the sport. He's a little light for this weight class right now, but he's doing what his team needs him to do. This is the spot where they need him, and I can tell you that Parker Service is a pretty strong kid for this weight class. He's probably more of a 38-pounder, maybe even a 32-pounder, but this is where his team needs him. So this is where he's stepping in and stepping up. And so we'll see what Parker can bring us tonight. He was on the offense early here. He's being pretty aggressive. He's stalking, pushing the pace, hand fighting hard. He's doing good stuff. He stays in good position here. We'll see if he can turn this into some points. 60-0, the team score right now. It looks like this is the way the first period is going to end. Yep, zeros on the board here at 144 pounds. And I'm here to tell you that that's actually, that favors Parker service. Like if he just stays in there, stays in good position, hand fights hard, does what he's doing, maybe wear his opponent out a little bit, pull on that head, and he might be able to snake something later in the match. But now the Hornet wrestler who started on bottom did a nice job coming out. And it was a little dicey there for a moment because he did a little sit out and grab the head, and that can turn into some big bad points. But Parker was able to recognize it and just kind of relinquish the position. And so the Hornets on the board first here at 144, 1-0 in the second period. But now we see Parker right back to that action that he had going in the first period where he was just hand fighting hard, keeping his head in the way, and this is what we're looking for. Keep your hands in the way, keep your head in the way. But now Preble able to kind of turn the tables. That was close. Parker was real close to scoring there, but you got to hand it to the Preble wrestler for finding that little okey choke position, and he snuck the takedown. So it's Preble in the lead 4-0, and now he was able to find that little suck back action, and Parker's in trouble, coughing up some points here, coughing up back points, and Preble able to get on the board with a fall here at 144.
I mean, Parker, he put up a fight, but
put up a great fight, yeah. And I think you could see it there, especially in that once the Hornet wrestler got on top. There's where you could see the weight difference. It's very likely that the Preble wrestler is pulling a little bit of weight. He's probably coming down to 144. Parker service, I can tell you as a matter of fact that he's moving up to 144. So, but he was doing the right things. As I mentioned before, he's doing what his team needs him to do. It's unfortunate that the match ended that way because he was actually wrestling way better than that result. But that takes us to this, where are we at here? Is this the last weight class, I think? Maybe we got one more. No, we got one. Yeah, 50-57 then, right? So this is 150.
Bryce, he's a young kid. He's a freshman. He's really good. His brother used to wrestle Griffin Van Lanen. And he's strong. He's a three-sport athlete with football, rugby, and wrestling. Yeah. And all physical, all contact.
Well, we like to see that. I know I was talking earlier about, the wrestling academies and what a difference that can make for a kid. But, there's so much to be said for these young athletes staying involved in multiple sports, being a 2- or 3-sport athlete. I am a big fan of that. And so this is great to see. That we've got a young man out here it's not just wrestling for him, so that's good. And he was very close to scoring there as they went off the mat on the Red Raider side, but 60-6 the team score. Austin, did you happen to catch who they sent out on this one? Was it Max Davis?
I think it was Max Davis because Alejandro wrestled at 150 for JV.
Okay, you're right. Potentially dangerous to call. Still zeros in this first period at 150 pounds. It is a little unique to see freshmen in the lineup here once you get in these upper weights, mid to upper weights. In 150 were, middle weights, but it's nice to see. You have a kid wrestling varsity as a freshman or a sophomore. Boy, you got some time to really work with those kids. So, and Bryce being a little cagey here, he was able to fight off a shot and turned it into a cradle and picked up the takedown. Let's see if he can pick up back points. He's got in an awkward spot, but he's going to do a little suicide. Oh, if he can get him through, and he does. He rolls him right across his own back and locks it up and couldn't quite get all the swipes, I don't think. Yeah, got the 3 near fall. Whoa, that was a little, we call that the suicide cradle, and you might know why. I mean, holy smokes, you go across your own back, that's a little dangerous, but he was able to lock it up and make it work. So Bryce is looking at a 6-0 lead as we go into the second period, and he's going to be in the bottom position.
In Bryce's record before the Bi-State Classic, he was 9-5. He won, or he received the bye, but then he lost his first round to Tyler Kissamore from Belmont. And you know, Bryce, freshman, 9-5 before Bi-State. That's a really good record. He picked up, I think 2 of those losses were from the Bi-State Classic tournament, which a 9-3 record going into that's really well for a freshman too.
Yeah, he's putting a nice season together. And there's still plenty of season left. There's time for him to continue working on stuff, but whoa, he is getting cranked on right now because the Preble wrestler had both legs in and was cranking on that power half, but Bryce doing a nice job of fighting it off now. He is close to sneaking out. He might be able to swim out of this. That leg went back in. Bryce doing a nice job of trying to go find that ankle and get it out. He is close to coming out the back door. I think Bryce is going to score. Yep. And there he goes. That actually, all right. Yeah, I can accept that. We're going to call it 1. We're going to call it a loss of control. So 7-0. But boy, there was some heat put on him there when the legs were in, and he was cranking that power half. Bryce did a nice job of coming out of that. And whoa, we've got some circus stuff going on right now, where one wrestler was going for a lateral, and that's the way that's going to end. Wow. Yeah, that's a rough one, because Bryce really was in command in that match until that last little exchange. Went for a lateral. That's and I know that Coach Pulaski is going to have a little discussion with that one. That's not where he needed to be. He didn't need to be playing around upper body and trying something like that. He had a nice lead, 7-0. He'll learn from it. He'll bounce back. They'll coach him up. You see Coach Jake Geel in his ear right now, just helping him. That's what you got to do. Just keep encouraging these freshmen, these youngsters, freshmen and sophomores. Just right. This is just learning. Sometimes we win, sometimes we learn. I should say we always learn.
Yeah. Even when you don't want to.
Right. All right, that brings us to our final match of the evening at 157. Christian Reese for the Raiders. And I did hear Mr. Nickerson say Ruben Moreno is out there for the Hornets. 60-12, the team score. So that is said and done. We're not too worried about the team outcome. That's been decided. So let's just get after it and see what we can have happen here at 157. Christian Reese, a sophomore, as we've been saying all night, this youth movement for the Red Raiders. There's another one. And so far, Christian doing a nice job just maintaining good position, hand fighting hard. There he is back on wrist. I like to see that. It's pretty safe. And now a shot from Moreno, but Christian able to hold it off, fight it off, comes back to Mantis position. He's trying to pull him down, but can't quite get it. It might not seem like a whole lot is going on, folks, but really there's quite a battle with that hand fight. They're pulling on the head, they're grabbing wrists, they're digging underhook, trying to find a little angle. And notice how the hands are moving, the feet are moving. Christian's doing a pretty decent job of trying to gain some sort of an edge. Like there he comes out on a Russian, trying to chase that leg, maybe find a single leg, but he's got to create a little more pressure with it. A little push and pull would help. But there he goes. There he chases that leg down. He's real close. 4 seconds left, and is he going to get it? He is. Wow, nice job by Christian Reese. Whoa. He kept kind of sneaking toward that leg, finally found it, chased it down, and right on the edge and right at the end of the period. Those are, again, here comes the old coach, but those were indicators. And I used to tell our guys, like, if you can score on the edge of the mat, if you can score at the end of the period, if you can score after a score, these are all indicators of intensity. The more intense wrestling you can, the more minutes of intense wrestling you can put together out there, that usually works out pretty well for you. So that was impressive, right? For Christian to bide his time, keep hammering, keep fighting, keep getting after it, and then to be rewarded right there in the just right at the last seconds of the first period to get his points. But now he's got to be careful because Moreno has a cradle locked up, but Christian does a nice job of fighting it off and breaking that lock. But he's putting himself in that position again. This time he's able to grab 2-on-1 and fight off that cradle position. And now it's Christian that's close to a cradle. He's got hamstring and front head, and he's going to settle for his takedown. We'll take that. Now he's near and far with that far arm and near leg. 8-0 the score. He racked it up pretty quick there. And there's going to be a reversal, or close to it, from Moreno. And there it is. So 8-1 halfway through the bout. Lots of action all of a sudden. Now we're just back to that hand fight action. A lot of clubbing, a lot of pulling going on. But notice the way both these wrestlers keep moving their hands and moving their feet. So they're doing a nice job there. And they're circling instead of getting caught on the old railroad tracks and just, forward and back. And that's going to create some angles, and that's going to create some points. There's Christian looking for a little drag action there. 20 seconds left in this period. Now getting a lot of pull action on that head. But Moreno doing a nice job. He found a little angle and a shot. He was close to scoring, but I think that's the way this period is going to end. And so we'll see who's going to have the advantage position as we go into the third. Preble's choice, chooses top. He's been close to connecting on that cradle. I'm sure that's what he's going to be looking for again. So let's see if Christian can keep that in mind. That's the offense that was coming at him before. He does a little short sit. That's a good way to fight off the cradle. Now he covers wrist and with two hands. Now he's real close to coming out. If he can just keep a hand on, yep, there he goes. Sneaks around behind and gets a reversal. Now he's picked up his major. He's up by 9 right now, so he's made the 8-point differential. 10-1 the score. Christian Reese riding hard here in the third period. Found a little half on that far side, but Ruben was able to fight it off. And there's going to be little equipment time, official timeout. Had to adjust the headgear. 1:18 left in the bout. 1:18 left in the duel. Moreno close to getting to his feet. Reese able to hammer him back down, and now just working the wrist, he was looking for armbar before that, but doing a pretty nice job on top. Now he's near and far, and he's able to trap a reverse half if he can pull him back. Not in great position here, but he might be able to hip him over. Now Moreno real close to getting a reversal, and Christian Reese able to hip him back, stepping over, and now he's getting a count. He's got to be getting a count there. There it is. There the swipes are coming. He is close. He's got him locked up pretty tight. And this is close, folks. And there he gets it. Wow. Nice job by Christian Reese to keep fighting, keep improving his position little by little, and able to get in position to get the fall, and gets the fall. So that's going to finish the duel 66-12 in favor of the Red Raiders. And Austin, pretty nice showing for Pulaski tonight.
Yeah, a lot of the young guys stepped up tonight when they needed to. You know, even moving up weight classes, the guys that moved up weight classes, they put up good fights. Some of them might not have won their bouts, but they did what was best for the team.
Yeah, really nice effort. If you're, Coach Pulaski and his staff got to be happy with the aggressiveness. This is a night, like we said, alumni night, youth night. You want to make the former wrestlers proud of the program and give them a reason to come back and keep cheering for you and supporting the program. And of course, you've got a bunch of youngsters, the youth wrestlers there, and their parents might be the first time they've been to a wrestling match, and so you want to step out there and have a good performance, show the folks what you're all about, and we saw that tonight. We saw what Pulaski's all about. Good, solid, aggressive wrestling, right?
They're really good at shooting too when they need to. Takedowns, they score real quick too.
Yep.
A lot of these young guys, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, scores. And like you said earlier, the scoring changed. Instead of 2, it's 3. And then their swipes is how many points they get on the back points.
Yep. So they racked up a lot of points, put a lot on the scoreboard tonight. And that's really the story. The Red Raiders out to a fast start, finished the job, and life is good. So that's going to do it here for the Raider Strong Network. I want to thank you for joining us on behalf of the entire crew of the broadcasting class at Pulaski High School. We thank you for being with us. I'm Terry Manning for Austin Monroe. Have a great night.